Hi guys, my name is Miller and welcome to the fourth part of the Best of British series. In today's video I will shortly discuss the car for this event, the event itself and the difficulty, and to close off what is next. So sit tight and let's roll. It is basically like the first three parts, a prologue followed by the main event, with the prologue being a short 15 races long event where the rewards come down to 3 uncommon and 5 rare fusion parts for the Ultima Rs, a Bentley Continental Gt speed you might have to use later, and a stage 6 part which can be useful at some point. The only requirement again is that you have to use any car manufactured in the UK, and as Bentley can be one, I decided to stay in the team and I ran with the GT3R. But whatever car you pick, it will be a quite easy event. To win the Continental GT speed, you need to beat a time of a 14.8, which is any tier 5 car on just stage 3 without fusion parts. However, do not upgrade the car you just won if you already have this car with 3 stars in the garage somewhere. This one does come with the stars, but it does not have the RP bonus or the extra fusion slots, so do not be fooled, it is basically a 0-star version, like you would buy it in the store for gold. It should have 110 fusion slots instead of 96, so I recommend to go for the other one you have, unless this is the only option, but still 96 fusion slots version is not ideal. For the final time, to get the Ultima Rs stage 6 part, you need to beat a 13.266, which again is a very doable time. If you do not have any British car, which would surprise me, or you want to try your luck, the 200 silver keys crate is back, where you can only win 3-star and up British cars. Kind of like a golden crate, but for silver keys, and you can only win cars manufactured in the UK. On to the main event now. It is a 50 races rundown. You have a combination of sprint, speed trap, normal and relay races. It's a dual lock-in and the rewards are 3,175,000 cash, nice stash, 320 gold coins, again on the lower hand, 770 bronze keys, 100 silver and 10 gold keys, which is decent. Followed up by 24 uncommon, 9 rare and 6 epic fusion parts, spread over the 2 cars you will have to lock in. On top of that, one more stage 6 part for the Ultima Rs ideally, which can be won on race 43 in the relay race. Last time around there were people getting a stage 6 part for the BAC Mono instead of the Aquila, so hopefully they did fix it this time around and you should get one for the Ultima Rs. Rewards in general can be said are rather decent, and compared to the Voiture Noire, they are loads better. Onto the lock-in cars and their hardest times. For the first lock-in, like any other time, you have to use the car you won on the prologue. In this case that would be the Bentley Continental GT Speed, but if you have a GT Speed with 110 fusion slots with its actually 3 stars, definitely go for that one. I used my dummy account for the entire event. I already had the car, but I didn't have it upgraded yet, and I didn't have the parts, so I couldn't max it out. I had the fusion parts, but only 2 stage 6 parts, but I was able to finish it, which shows that the bar is not set extremely high. The tune that I ran and the final time, which came on race 47, close to the end. Spoiler, it was a time of a 10.880. The second lock-in car is then for the paid car, in this case the Ultima Rs. The Ultima Rs is a beautiful core race car, with a design based on the Group C Le Mans cars. It is in-game something quite special, not only on looks but also on performance. It has now been confirmed to be the 3rd fastest car in-game, with people running a 6.970. But what is more astonishing is its performance on stage 5. Just like the Jesko, it is a beast, running an 8.3 with 2200 plus Evo, fully fused on stage 5, meaning fusion parts are super useful for this car, making it compared to the Noble and Yakula more worth it. Throughout the event I tried to see where I can get fully fused on that stage 5, and I got up until the final race. Unlike the Continental GT, this one isn't free to get. You'll have to pay the full tier 5 car price, being 22 euros. Again, bundles will pop up, rare fusion parts can be handy, though I'd save the extra 22 bucks to open up 5 crates and hope you can get some nice extra parts, in case you would need any. I chose for the no bundle option, and when it rolls into the garage, it just has something special. I love it. It's kind of like the ultimate street legal race car, and there are not many of these out there. Onto the difficulty of the event, and I think it can be said it is easier compared to the Aquila and the Noble Carbon Sport for the simple reason that fusion parts have a greater impact on the performance. On tier 5 fully fused, it is also faster than the previous mentioned cars, rocking an 8.3. So I used the following tune, fully fused on stage 5, and it gave me an 8.5 dyno, but being significantly faster. Using this tune, I was able to push through the hardest sprint race, which required no retune, and neither did I have to retune the car for the speed trap. That just shows how good this car is. As an extra comparison, I decided to see how the car performs on stage 5 without having any epic fusion parts installed. And I can still run an 8.9 without epics, meaning you can get up to race 48 without even needing epic parts or stage 6 parts. You will need to do some retuning however for the sprint race, but if that's it is kind of a good car. Back to the event now. The final race is a bit tougher like usual, and I tried to go in running on stage 5, and this is the result. My best run so far on this tune has been an 8.299, so keep that in mind. Kind of in the same range as a Noble, but to me for this car more acceptable. It is beatable with one stage 6 part if you have all other fusion parts, but every buyer should at least have 2 unique ones by the end of the event, with 8 free crates in total giving an extra up to 40 fusion parts and hitting 1 loyalty. You might need to get some extra crates, but compared to the Aquila and the Noble, you will need significantly less, unless you have terrible luck of course. In terms of what the car is capable of, I decided to put it back to max performance and run again in the final race. With this tune, you could get close to the current record set at a 6.970. I ran a 6.979 using this tune, but the trick here is to shift to second early and to double shift into third while hitting nitrous. That should get an easy sub 7 second time. Here's a tune and the final run, which is a little bit slower, but still quite competitive. So what is next? Well, next up we have the final individual car, the TVR Sagaris. A tier 4 car, not sure yet how fast it will be, but I love it already. Not because of its color or its special exhaust pipes placement, but because of its license plate, being a British one instead of a Santa Palma American style plate. A one-off, something special, I like it. When it will come, it is not known yet. The car for the prologue then will be the Lotus Exige Sport 350 Roadster, as that is the only car in this part of the showroom we have not seen yet in any prologue. Then after that comes the finale. There you will most likely need all 5 cars to get a run at the Speedtail, which will be a great collector piece. But I just hope the finale to be more doable compared to the Supra finale we've had recently. Summarized, I think the car is worth it. It is great on low fusion parts, it is something special, and a sub 7 second car, perhaps with an easier pattern compared to the Jesko. You might need to chip in some extra crates if your focus lays within completing the event, but the car on its own is great. Compared to the other Best of British events, it comes tied in the first place, with a Senna in terms of worthiness. It's faster but less easy to upgrade, but both great in terms of performance. Then in third we have the Akula, and in fourth the Noble, as that one for me has been the most disappointing so far. I wonder where the Sagaris will end up. And with that I will close off for today. I'm positive about this one, a car with an event I can say I'm satisfied with the purchase of. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Mille, keep racing, cheerio!